He who has ears, let him hear.
This is one of the more impactful stories I'd ever experienced in my life. We went on a mission trip to England. Last night of the conference, I noticed the preacher inviting people up to the front to receive Jesus. I looked down and I, for the very first time in my life, saw Jesus. He was there pacing at the front, back and forth, and I could tell by the way that he was pacing that he was staring at something at the back of the room. Every time he turned, his eyes stayed locked in this one spot. I followed his line of sight and I saw this girl, and immediately when I saw her, I knew he was looking at her. There was this divider between where the stadium seating started and the regular chairs, and she was leaning down with her head on the divider. When I saw her, I heard the Holy Spirit say, "He sees no one but her." There was just such an intensity and purposefulness to the way that he was walking that it almost felt like unnecessary systems were shutting down just so that I could focus more. So it was distantly that I heard the preacher again invite people up to receive Jesus for the first time. But as soon as I heard that, my eyes immediately snapped to the girl. I saw him move, but it didn't take him any time to get there. Jesus was standing, pacing at the front, and then he was standing right there in front of her. As he stood there, she lifted her head up off the divider for just a second, but as soon as she did, I saw all these chains appear all around her. They were covering her from the top of her neck to the bottom of her ankles. They went off in 4 long strands, and these demons kind of pulled and were at the end of each of the chains, and they pulled and twisted it in such a way that it caused her to slump back down. But that didn't really matter, because Jesus just leaned forward and he kissed her on the forehead. And the second he kissed her on the forehead, every single link in the chain exploded like firecrackers. All the way down, demons flew back from the loss of tension. As the last link near her ankles broke, there was this bright flash of white light. It was so bright, it completely blinded me. My vision slowly faded back in, but when it did, I couldn't see the stadium, I couldn't see the chairs. I looked down and I couldn't even see myself. All I could see was Jesus and this girl, but now she was wearing these robes that were like whiter than white, the whitest thing I've ever seen before or since. Jesus was standing there with his arms open wide, and she leaned in and she hugged him around the waist. As I saw that, I felt this sense of heaviness from above me. I looked up and I saw this hand coming down. It touched me on the forehead, and the moment it touched me on the forehead, all of reality snapped back into place. Stumbled backwards and fell into my chair, and kind of got my wits about me just enough to sit up to see that the girl was actually running up to the front to receive Jesus, even though she already had.